But as we know, this government introduces industrial relation laws. It's about beating down unions. It's not actually even about a fair balance. And I think a fair balance would be really looking at the redistribution of wealth that's needed in this country, considering the millions and often billions of dollars in profit that these companies make, when there's so many workers, increasing numbers of workers, who are casualised, meaning that they don't get any conditions, they don't have the holiday pay, so many other conditions they're deprived of. And this is what we need to face here. The Fair Work Act is about curtailing workers' ability to organise. In the United States and Britain, the right to strike has got more prominence than it does in this country. It's much easier for workers to collectively organise. And that's what we're talking about here. I mean, how did the right to strike come about? Because at the end of the day, that was the only power workers had, was to collectively organise, to come together, to work together, and periodically remove their work from the employer. Now, wage stagnation is a nice economic term. Read it in some of the business pages of the papers. But it's also talking about wage theft. That's what has to come into this. The wage theft is extreme in this country. I've had the opportunity to sit in on some Senate inquiries, and the degree of robbery from some of the most disadvantaged workers in this country who have little ability to be able to organise with the loss of wages is extraordinary to hear their stories. But what's also very inspiring is to hear their experiences on the job, how under very difficult conditions they have come together, they have organised and they're fighting back. But I want to go back to the big picture that I've been covering in this speech to the Senate today, about the imbalance that there is between workers and the corporate Australia. Like, again, remember the profits that these companies have, the power that they have, the backup of the law, the backup of the state. It is extreme. It makes it so hard. And that's why we need to put back on the agenda the right to strike. Australia's in a shameful position of how they have ignored that human right for so long, ignored the warnings from the international, the ILO, the International Labour Organisation. So why do we have record profits and low wage growth? How's it arrived at that situation? Because there is a deeply flawed industrial relations system in this country. And that's why I wanted to pull those issues together and bring it into focus with regard to this bill. The government makes out that they're doing something. How many IR bills have we had in the recent weeks in this chamber? That the government's doing things, comes up with its fancy titles for bills about protecting vulnerable workers. It's all a sham. They are continuing to work for their constituency, corporate Australia, to make it even tougher for workers in this country. It will change. I'm always an optimist that people will organise, they will fight back. But in the meantime, people are doing it tough, they're suffering, and it sits at the feet of this government. Thank you, Acting Deputy President.